Welcome to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. All right, folks, welcome to the show. This is the place, the one-stop shop for everything local fishing. We're going to go over what's biting, who's catching it, where it's being caught. We're also going to cover the future marine forecast, the moon phase, and the tide charts. All that goodness that you need to keep in the bite. All right, folks, so before we get into this, if you want to learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, just see some great and exciting offshore fishing adventures, you can start by hitting the subscribe button and joining the South Florida Saltwater Fishing family. Okay, so let's do this. First things first, folks, we've got in a few days, the hurricane season is going to start. Hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. NOAA is predicting a very active hurricane season of 17 to 25 named storms, with 8 to 13 of them becoming hurricanes. And then out of those 8 to 13, they're going to say at least 7 of them could be major hurricanes. So we're going to have a very active season. And if you've been following what I've been talking about over the last several months since I discussed what exactly El Nino is and that it's going to transform into La Nina, that's what we're seeing. And when you have La Nina, I told you this before, you have a lot of Atlantic hurricanes. So now, the most interesting thing about this is it's not even hurricane season yet, and we already have 3 tropical waves out there. Check this out. This is just a graphic. I want to show you. One is down here south of Haiti and Cuba. One is over here. They're all south of us, which is good. One's over here just above South America. And one looks like a wave that just came off Africa. So this is what we're going to be looking at for the next several months. Hey, happy Tuesday, brother. And, so prepare yourselves. And like I said, we're in the rainy season right now. It's finally starting to kick in. If you are anywhere in South Florida right about now, you should probably be seeing some storms right this moment. If you're not, hey, they're probably your next door neighbors. Okay, so that's where we're at with hurricanes. Okay, hurricane season is coming up. So that's our news. Nothing from NOAA, nothing from the FWC with closures or openings or anything like that. So we are good to go. Let's get right into the fishing report. We're going to bring up some notes here. We had a very active weekend. Everybody was catching fish. Everybody was getting out there. It was great. We got a ton to show off. And we're going to start off with something that's not from South Florida. This is Gary. He traveled up to Atlantic Beach, New York, and he caught a fluke. And he just wanted to put it on the picture and show us. Look at that. Nice fluke. Looks like a flounder. I guess it's all, I'm not really much of a fluke flounder fisherman, but hey, I've had that stuff before at a seafood restaurant, and stuff is great, I guess. Anyway, great catch. Thanks, Gary, for submitting that. And let's move on, folks. All right, we're going to hit the Inshore. So let's see what we got. Inshore. We're going to go to our post here. So Inshore, the first thing that we got is catfish. Somebody sent us in a nice gaff top sail catfish. And here it is right here. This is Alex. Perfect. Great. That's definitely an inshore catch. So, if you're into catfish and catching them and eating them, hey, perfect. Hello, everybody. Going to the Keys for my birthday. I'm looking at charter fishing. Get recommendations. Let me know where you're said down in Marathon. I got a guy named Alex. So if you're heading down that far south, let me know. I can put you in touch with him. Pedro, happy to be here, but I have this doubt. What is the cat's name? Yes, my cat. Sorry, you're gonna make me do this. Him. That's. My cat's name is Cheez-It, like a Cheez-It, the cracker. we call him Cheese Ball, Cheese Turd, whatever. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so we got the catfish, right? And we're going to keep moving on with our inshore bite. So there we go. Catfish. We've also got the jacks are fired up too. They're going to be tearing up the pilchards. So let me see. I know we got a big old Jack Crevalle in here somewhere. Here we go. This is from Neil. On the bottom, he got this in the intercoastal. He said he had a mixed bag bottom fishing. Got this last Friday. Nice, solid, big old fat. You know, that's shark bait, definitely. Unless, you know, I've had them on the smoker before. Great stuff. Good to go. So that's our inshore report. You know, the same up north, the Spanish mackerel are still biting. The snook are biting everywhere pretty good too, along with the tarpon, because we've got this pilchard run going on. So, you know, if you can get into the bait, everything is eating these pilchards right now. The tuna, the mahi, the sailfish, all your inshore things. The pilchard run is off the chains right now. So let's move on to the reef. We had a great reef session going on. Let's see what we got here. Lafayette, he sent us a couple of things. Lafayette, he was chumming for yellowtails. He sent a video. I can't see it on here. I don't know. But he did send a video. Oh, here it is. Right here. Let me show you. Nice little thing that we got going on right here. Just a quick little reel that he sent out. A nice day out on the boat with, you know, friends and family. This is what he's doing. Oats, right? So a very effective technique of getting the yellowtail up in the boat. Get them behind the boat. He's got a bunch of tile fish, you know, that are not tile fish, file fish that are in the chum slick. So you got to work your way through them all the time. And there you go. Mess load of yellowtail at the end of the day. Looked like a great day to me. And then, of course, they head back out. That's it. All right, cool. Very good. Thanks, Lafayette. Appreciate it. So that was his day out on the water. The yellowtails, right? Let's keep moving on with the reef fishing. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Osmini had a great tearing up session. Look at that. Couple stud mutton snappers, boatload of yellowtails. This is our reef. Our reef is still on fire. We're heading into the summer months, folks. So, you know, get them while you can. I mean, that's a great haul right there. All right, let's keep moving on. Button snappers. Here's Mike from up in Port St. Lucie with a solid red snapper. Unfortunately, it's not season. He was making a joke that he was going to start painting black dots on them. So that's pretty funny. All right. Nice red snapper from Mike. That's up north. All right, here we go. Todd had a great session out on the reef. Said he caught 11 permit this day. Look at that. That's a stud too. Great catch. Yeah, they were having some fun. He attributed a bunch of it to luck, but hey, you know, when you're on the fish, you're on the fish. Okay, folks. Here we go. What do we got here? Look at that. That's a nice, solid mutton snapper right there. Keeper, dinner, good to go. This is same submission from Todd. And we are going to show his last fish, which is a solid. This one he got out of Fort Lauderdale. Look at this African pompano. He got that up past the sharks. Great deal. Huh. So, yeah, the reef this is what you're getting on the reef. We got big fish right now. You can get them past the sharks. I've seen tons of sharks. I've seen people catching sharks trolling. That's insane. They're hitting planers. So, you know, man, to get, you know, African up that size without it becoming, you know, getting taxed, beautiful. Todd had a great day. All right, let's keep moving on with our reef. What else do we got going on here? Yep. Oh, just to show you here. Said, that's a little baby mutton he had, but there's what happens, right? That's either a barracuda or a shark. Let me read what he said. But yeah, he's getting taxed all day. You know, it's gonna happen. The sharks are gonna get you. He said that got hit by a barracuda. So, you know, it's that time of year. The kudas are going to start showing up in mass numbers. They're going to hit. You're going to be out trolling for dolphin, and you're going to start tagging tons of kudas. So be aware of that. It happens every year. All right. Look at this. Here we go. Another reef pick. Look, this is a boatload of mangrove snapper. This is from Jacob. I mean, man, that's a solid haul right there. Look at all the mangroves. Jumbos down to little, these are like some lanes and a couple of yellowtails back here. But man, those are some solid mangrove snappers. All right, keep on keeping on. So as you can see, folks, the reef is producing everywhere up and down the coast. And we're having some good stuff going on. We're having a great grouper bite too. Let's see. What do we got here? Look at that. Nice gag grouper right here from Don. Perfect. Man, I mean, on the jig too. Slow pitch jigging. There we go. So if you're into slow pitch jigging, you can get hooked up and, just make sure, when you yank them in the boat, it's got to be legal. Gag grouper, I think, are 24 inches or 20 inches. I'm not sure. I believe they're 24 inches. If you are reef fishing, right, you've got to have a descending device too, in case you yank up a fish too fast that, that's not legal and it needs to go back down. You've got to have a descending device. If the FWC pulls up on you and you don't got one, hey, all right, here we go. Another picture. This is John and the Colonel. Nice red grouper. Look at that. Man, that's going to make some awesome sandwiches. I talked to the Colonel, and he said he had no bites. He was looking hard for tuna. Couldn't find them. But he got this nice red. So, the reef is doing it. It's abundant right now. Let's see what else we got. There's our fluke. Like I said, here's some more Spanish. These were from up north. This was Blake from last week. This is Pedro. He submitted a nice recipe for everybody. This is risotto di sepia with garlic pan-fried dolphin. Man. Huh. Okay. Making me hungry. Let's move on, folks. All right, so that is our reef fishing, right? As you can see, we got grouper, we got jumbo-sized fish going on, which is what's happening right now. Now we are going to talk a little bit about deep dropping. Okay, so our deep dropping, we've got rosies. They're in 800 feet of water. They're always biting. We've also got the vermilion snapper, and I'm going to show you right now that the vermilion snapper are biting. We got a submission right here. This is from Charlie. Some nice vermilions, also known as beeliners. Man, you get you can get the limit on them is 5 per person, and they are not included in your 10 snapper aggregate, right? So if you're out in your fishing farm, you get 5, you can still go in and catch like 10 yellowtails or whatever you want. So just keep that in mind when you are fishing for vermilion snapper. What else do we got? I know I saw in here a snowy grouper, which is great because that's a deep water fish too. You get them when you're going for towel fish and other goodies. Here we go. This is from Bruce. Look at that snowy. That's a fatty too, man. The hog body right there. So our deep dropping is good. We, the deep ledges are hitting it, right? The blue line towel fish out there, you could run into, that's a solid double digit snowy grouper. Also swordfish. I've seen the swordfish bite being, quality. All right. So that's enough of that. Let's move on and talk trolling, right? So bear with me because I know I've got some other stuff here too. I saw another button snapper. Oh, yeah. I want to show you all this. We can go back to here, and there's an awesome catch. This boat is loaded with mutton snapper. This is from Billy Bob. Look at this. This boat right here is loaded with jumbo-sized muttons. Got a few yellowtails. Looks like a little grouper back here. And look at this. And they walked away with the consolation prize of a stud wahoo. So, I mean, this is some quality fishing. These guys had a banner day right there. Man, it don't get no better than that. So, all right, let's talk about trolling. So, obviously, you're going to troll up that wahoo unless they happen to hit it. It came by the boat while they were fishing for the muttons. But still, wahoo is typically a trolled up fish. All right, let's move on, folks. Pedro, fishing the reef. All right, let's see what Pedro's got on top of that recipe. Out Lake Worth, no current, slow, half a knot most of the day on the reef, 80 to 20 feet. Caught the big girl right here on a flat line. Tons of little muttons. Got this 18.5-incher, barely keeper, good to go. Yellowtails as bycatch, awesome. Then around the Juno ledge, school of peanut mahi swam up, and this little one was the one keeper out of all of them. Trolled back 100 feet, caught a cuda and bonita, and that's it. Not a bad day, but yes, the water movement, that's what makes it happen for you, and Pedro is entirely right. So if you're fishing that current, that's what you get when it's a slow day. But hey, for a slow day, that's a stellar slow day. Let's keep moving on with what should be trolling fish. Here we go. This is we're going to talk blackfin for a minute. We got Brian. Bunch of little footballs going on there. They had a great day. They're going home with some sashimi. Love that. Also, I want to show you here because Mike from Port St. Lucie just submitted a bomber of blackfin. Look at this. Woo! Man, that's another one of them big ones. So, the big ones are still hanging out. It's not just the footballs. So let's continue on, folks. I know we got some more trolling picks right here. This is from Sean. He got a nice little football going on right here. And what else did he get? Up? Nice mahi and cuda. So there's some trolling right there. Some deep reef trolling, maybe, out to 400 or 500 feet. Let's see if he said anything. Nope, he just said yesterday. So there you go. That's typical of what's biting right around there. And now we'll go back to our report page and keep on keeping on. So as you can see, the trolling is really happening. It's getting the job done. The wahoo, I know the kingfish are biting. I've seen tons of them being caught. The sailfish are eating the pilchards too. Here we go. Look at this, another stud blackfin. Look at that right there. This is from Jerry, right? Yes, Jerry. Man, those guys look like they had fun pulling that bad boy in. So again, the tuna are still biting. So again, if you're not getting them on the troll, like I said, the pilchard one is happening. So please, get that live bait going on if you are bombing out. All right. And there we go. Here is said. Yes. That is his first dolphin. First dolphin or first dolphin of the day? I'm not sure. But hey, regardless, a dolphin's a dolphin. Perfect little 25-incher. That's some tacos right there. Keep on keeping on, right? So we got as you can see, the bite is hot. It was hot this weekend, man. The weather conditions were perfect. Everybody was able to get out there and make it happen. All right, so back to the tuna. I actually want to congratulate Christopher Evans on his first place win in the Big Dog Jig Battle. They were on Seek and Destroy. They took first place, 88.6 pounds. Awesome. That's great. So I'm going to show you some of the haul right there from that tournament, and take a look at it. There we go. That's kingfish. What we got? Big old jack back there. False albacore. I'm not even sure if those count in that. Oh, he says they won 2023 and 2024, man. Awesome. Tunas north of Boca and 300 on the bottom. So this is what you're going to get. Slow pitch jigging. Perfect, man. He had an awesome day. Let's see what else he's got. I want to see what they got going on here because he sent in a picture of his check. Just out of curiosity, let's see what their winnings were if we can make it out here. Let's see. Looks like they walked away with... Looks like it's just $2,150. Hey, awesome. Congrats, guys. You guys deserve it. Well earned. And, thanks for the submission. All right. So the tuna, right? So, the usual suspects at this point. Tuna, mahi, the wahoo, the reef is on fire. So we're doing great. All right. And that is about it for our trolling. So that's what you're looking at for your fishing, right, guys? All right. Very active reef, very active deep reef ledge, very active offshore trolling. All right, so it's time to start getting into our weather, folks, for the second half of the show. So we're going to pull up windy. What I can say that the local meteorologists are talking about is basically the heat. In case you haven't noticed, it's been 90 plus several days in a row. They're saying the wind's gonna shift towards the end of the week and start bringing in some cooler temps. We should be in the high 80s. I mean, that's not much of a change, but still, like today it was 95 outside. Last week, I believe we had like some 97s. So it's brutally hot out there. That's what they're saying. And again, we are in the rainy season, so these buildup of these afternoon storms is going to start, happening right now. In case you take a look outside right now, if you're not getting rain, you might get some tonight. All right, let's start with our weather. Here we are with windy. Okay, guys, this is today right now. We've got southwesterly winds, which, like I said, that brings in the heat, right? The wind travels over the land and heats us up over here on the East Coast. Let's zoom in a little bit, but we do have good boating conditions. Seas 1 feet or less, up and down both coasts. A beautiful day to get out over and it's going to be this way for the next couple of days through Friday. Come the weekend, you're going to see our winds are going to pick up and it's going to be sporty out there. So let's move into tomorrow. Look at that. Still a beautiful day. Both coasts down in the Keys all the way down, right? Let's check out here. Middle grounds, even, same thing, way out Holy Ridge. If you're taking the long shot out to the Tortugas and stuff, good to go. These are those days. If you got it, man, you can, just be careful of the storms, but you could run over to, you got Allenstown here, you got Freeport. You can make the run. You can do the crossing, and it depends upon how many engines you got on your boat. You're there in 30 minutes. Go get lunch. All right. Wednesday afternoon, it's getting even calmer. And again, let's see. We're looking at waves right now anyway. Let's turn to our wind before we do waves. So here we are right now, southwest. Tomorrow, again, still west, so it's going to lay that sea down, and you're going to be nice. On the west coast, you've got coming from the north, but still overall, as you saw, the seas are nice. In the afternoon tomorrow, it shifts and it starts blowing inland, but that's, your typical onshore breeze for this time of year. Thursday, same thing with light winds, 5 miles an hour. Let's see what Wednesday, 5 miles an hour. In the afternoon, it'll pick up in the morning. It's westerly at about 5, 6, 7 miles an hour. Thursday afternoon starts coming from the northeast. Again, that's your onshore flow. In the afternoon, curling around the southern point of the peninsula, down around the Keys. It's variable winds, 5 to 10. Further offshore you go, it'll pick up, but nothing really too bad. Friday, we're look at this up north. It's really calm up there. It's, probably going to be looking at getting hot. But as you can see, Friday morning, we're starting to get this northeasterly flow of wind coming straight across. So that was that cool down that I was telling you about that'll happen going into the weekend. Friday afternoon, the wind starts picking up into the upper teens, and that's going to follow suit into Saturday. As you can see, we're getting rougher. This green color right here, that means we're in the mid to upper teens. So, like I said, Saturday, the weekend might be a wash for folks trying to get out. Look at this, down in the Keys, we're over 20 miles an hour steady. Out here, you're upper high teens. So it's going to be brutal this weekend. You got to be one of them diehard people, and I'm not saying I would recommend it. It's going to be fairly gnarly out there. Sunday afternoon, same thing. Looks like it wants to lighten up a little bit, but again, like I said, just because the winds die down does not mean the ocean dies down immediately. Monday, we're getting a little bit less of a break, but it's still pulling strong from the east. So, you know, the waves and the ocean's going to be a little gnarly out there and a little nasty. Monday afternoon into next Tuesday, it starts to calm down. So it's possible that your ocean and your seas might, you know, give you some break Tuesday. That's out of curiosity. Let's see what happens on Wednesday. It's still the same stuff. Stormy weather. All right. Well, let's go back to now. Now we can look at our waves. Right now we got beautiful oceans up and down both coasts. Down here in the, you know, the 10,000 islands on the west side, and Everglades National Park is the calmest, but that's shallow water. It's protected by, you know, everything. West Coast looking good. East Coast looking great. Tomorrow, we've already looked at. Like I said, tomorrow, look at that. You could make the run to Allentown. You can make the run to Freeport. Big Bend, Everglades National Park, Biscayne Bay, up and down the Tri-County area, all the way up into Vero. It's looking beautiful, 2 feet or less. Man, so if this is the idea, folks, if you got the ability or the chance to get out between now and Friday, you're going to want to do it, because come the weekend, it's going to turn on you. You'll see. Wednesday afternoon, still great. Thursday, 1 foot seas. I mean, less than 1 foot, you know, beautiful out here. West Coast, down in the Keys the whole way. Great day to get offshore in the Keys if you're down there. All the way up Tri-County area, everything. West Coast, you can get out offshore on the West Coast, like I pointed out earlier, you know, middle grounds, Pulley Ridge, got that long range trip going on, good to go. Thursday afternoon, even still the same product. Like I said, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm pretty much sure Friday is going to be just as beautiful. Friday picks up a little bit, but still definitely doable. Still 1 to 2 foot seas from what they're looking like. Maybe, you know, maybe a little bit of chop, but that's good. That makes the fish bite. Okay. Friday afternoon. Here we are. More West Coast is looking nice, right? Up into Naples. Let's see what Tampa's good to go. Got some nice weather, and it's going to be that way for these 3 days, right? Down here off the Keys, of course, Friday afternoon, you can see we're starting to pick up, and we had saw that because we start to see the easterly flow of the wind. When the wind flows from the east, you're going to start getting your waves being pushed towards the east. And again, it's going to bring in the food sources and all that stuff. But with the increase of the ocean size comes the increase of your hookup ratio when you are fishing. All right. And then Saturday, we start getting into, you know, 4 foot seas, 4 foot plus, right? 3 to 5. Over on the West Coast, you're still fairly good if you're staying inshore, right? Doing some grouper hunting, maybe a little bit offshore till you get out to some deeper water, out down in the Keys, you know, 5 footers. That's offshore. So maybe if you're inland, if you're inshore, you can do some patch reef fishing, try and go grab some snappers, some mackerels, stuff like that. Up the East Coast, all the way up Tri-County area. Biscayne Bay is looking nice, but that's protected, right? That's your inshore grassy flats. Up and down the East Coast is it's looking like 3 to 5, solid 2 to 4, if not a little bit heftier. Saturday afternoon, yeah, there you go. There's your 5 to 6 foot seas. So, and it's going to be that way into Sunday, guaranteed. Sunday, yep. So Sunday, you know, Saturday afternoon, you're going to want to, you know, probably stay in. Sunday, going to be rough out there everywhere. So even, you know, inshore on the West Coast won't be so bad, but yeah, you know, if you got the capability, maybe go hit up and do your, you know, some of the red fishing out here in the Everglades National Park, 10,000 Islands, Chokoloskee area. But remember, that wind is going to be ripping 20 plus miles an hour steady, especially around in here where we saw the yellow color shading with our wind. All right, Sunday afternoon, same stuff, folks, looking just ultra rough out there. Monday, we're looking like we're lightening up, but still, it's still 3 to 5, but comparatively to, Saturday and Sunday where you're seeing 5 and 6 foot seas. So, but we see our waves coming from the northeast, but this is not going to be a swell. Not with that wind pulling from the east. Remember, if you've got wind that's blowing from your west and you see your waves coming from the northeast like that, it'll be a swell. We've got our wind coming from the east, our waves coming from the east. There's going to be a shortened period of about 4 or 5 seconds. It's going to be choppy. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to be treacherous out there Monday afternoon. Tuesday, same thing. 2 to 4, 3 to 5. West Coast looking a little bit less, but you still got your winds, and it's probably going to be making the water a little murky up in Tampa Bay. Hey, you can get out there and do that fishing. I bet you those guys out on the Skyway Pier are going to be having a little bit of fun. They'll be taking advantage of being on the leeward side of the peninsula. So Tuesday afternoon, same thing, right? Okay, and into Wednesday. So this is what we're looking at, folks. If you can get out and do it over the next 3 days, and you got that capability to do it. If not, I don't know what to tell you. Call in sick from work and get out there and go get some fish. It is not going to be a repeat of this past weekend. Okay? We are going to have some bumpy seas, and it's going to be brutal out there. So let's continue on and look at what our written version of our waves are going to say. And this is pretty much going to jive. Every report is going to be saying the same thing. Here we go. Today, right? Low winds from the southwest, south. Our waves, like I said, 1 foot waves, 4 second period. So it's got, the waves have gotten a little bump to it, but they're coming from the southeast. So that's typical, but it's calm out there. It's flat. Hey, Rod. Hi, how you doing, man? All right. I work with Rodney. Anyway, here we go. Tomorrow, southwest, westerly in the afternoon starts, wind shifts again, starting out low double digits in the midday, dropping down a little bit. And we've still got our waves 1 foot or less into the afternoon. Waves coming from the southeast again. Our period is, it stretches out to 67 seconds during the middle of the day. So it's going to be even a little bit more calm during tomorrow. Like we said, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday are the days to get out and do some fishing, or just get out and get on the boat if you're going out there and hanging out with the family. All right, Thursday, nothing, heading into the afternoon. This is going to be your typical afternoon sort of, showdown. You're going to start seeing the further and closer we get to summer. Waves from the east, 1 foot heading up to 2 foot, 8 second period. So that's fairly good for Thursday. Looking dead flat like that. It won't be a lake, but it's going to be beautiful conditions. Friday, winds starting to come from the east, low, right around 10 miles an hour in the morning, picking up in the afternoon again. And this is, remember, at the end of the day in the afternoon, that's when our seas are going to start picking up. Right here, you can see our waves are going to shift and start coming from the northeast. We start out at about 2 feet in the morning, and we'll start picking up as the afternoon goes on. And like you can see here, the period is shortening to about 5 to 4 seconds. So it's going to start getting a little bumpy out there, a little choppy. Saturday, our wind is ripping from the northeast, east-northeast, right? Double digits up into the 20s. That's a steady. That's not a, the right here. And these are gusting up in the 20s, high teens, steady all day. Into Sunday, same things, steady teens, right? Waves coming from the northeast, following that wind, right? Both times. Waves are looking like, between 3 and 5 feet, right? Sunday, five footers, 4 footers, and the period is 5 to 6 seconds. That's not a bad period, but trust me, it ain't gonna be pleasant out there if you head out there and get it. Monday, again, still got an easterly flow of our wind, and it slows down a little bit, but the waves are still going to be there. You're looking at 4 footers, 4 to 5 footers, and Tuesday, you're looking at 3 to 5, folks. So it's going to be bumpy out there for quite a few days, and the period we've got it's going to actually turn. You're going to have a period that's going to increase on Monday and Tuesday. So with the wind, it still might be doable because it looks like it might turn into a swell a little bit. See here, we've got a 6 to 7 second period. And as it heads into Wednesday, that easterly flow of those waves, 7 to 8 seconds. So next week, early next week, is looking like it might give you a little bit of a break. But the weekend here is, for all you folks that work them 40 hours a week and you got 2 days to get out and get it done. Sorry about it. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Don't shoot the messenger. All right. So let's look at what NOAA is saying, and I'm pretty much sure they are going to agree generally with what we're seeing in our graphics. Remember, NOAA is just a generalization of big areas. All right, so let's look at tomorrow. Tomorrow, 5 to 10 knots, seas 1 foot, right? 1 foot, 3 second period. So a little bump, but not much going on other than that. Wednesday night. Thursday, 5 to 10, seas 2 feet or less. Like I said, tomorrow, Thursday, that you got a northeast swell, not a swell, 2 foot swell, 5 second period, right? That's a standard period for waves. When you got a 4 or 5 second period, I say actually a 5 to 6 second period, that's waves that aren't brutally choppy. Once you start getting into that 3 and 4 second period, that's when your waves get choppy, and that's what makes people seasick and becomes unfun. Friday, winds start to pick up, right? 10 to 15, seas 2 to 3. But I think if you can make it out earlier in the day, Friday, you'll be better. Remember, this is just a generalization. Friday evening is when it starts to pick up. We see our seas increasing 3 to 5, occasionally 6. And that is all the way through Saturday. Thunderstorms, showers, chance of them. Sunday, east winds 15 to 20, seas 3 to 5, occasionally 6 feet. So as you can see, the weekend is a wash. What I want to do also before we head on, so that's our wind, right? I want to go back and check out our rain, see what's going to happen with our rain over this week, because I didn't do that on windy. So let me pull up that graphic here and let's see what's going to happen. My bad. Skipped over that. Got too excited talking about how cruddy the weather is going to turn over the weekend. So right now, here we are. Let's see where we are right now. This is us. So as I said, South Florida is getting it, guys. Look out the window. We got thunderstorms going on, right? These little shades. The blue is rain, right? The little dots inside of it is lightning and thunder. Okay, let's see. Tomorrow morning, not much. Some offshore stuff won't really bother you. Just be careful if you head way out there. Tomorrow afternoon, again, some stuff right on the coast. Tomorrow evening, again, you're gonna get it. There we go. Thursday, nothing in the morning. Fairly dry. I think we'll be dry conditions until maybe the weekend. Thursday afternoon. Thursday looking dry. Thursday evening. So it looks like the storms are going to stay over on the west coast and give them a little soak in, which will be nice, give us a break from it. But we do need the rain. I'm not going to complain. If you look all over, you'll see the grass turning brown everywhere. We need some rain. All right, Friday morning, pretty dry. Heading into the early hours of the afternoon, dry, and here it comes. This is Friday afternoon. Looks like that's coming down south for us. Into the evening, the East Coast won't really get it. It looks like it'll stay over the mid portion of the state towards the lake. Not bad. All right. So that makes it good for the boating, right? For early in the morning. Friday, it was looking good. Thursday, Friday, great boating days. We're going to be, fairly on the safe side from the rain. Saturday, again, it's going to be crazy out there with the wind and everything. Not too much rain happening on Saturday does look like there's something moving in from the north. Sunday, dry but windy, storms building up from the south. Again, we've got that that tropical wave that was down there that we looked at earlier in the show. So remember, that could be part of that. That could be this stuff right here. All right. Monday, more just moisture to the south, nothing really over the peninsula. We're staying fairly dry. So we'll get a couple of days where we've got, let me look at Monday night. Nothing much going on. Tuesday, looks like this weather is going to stay down to the south. Let's check this out and see what they're predicting. Yeah, looks like we might get some remnants of that tropical wave heading into mid next week, folks. Look at that. Okay, so there. Remember that I told you at the beginning of the show, 3 tropical waves out there, and this looks like mid next week. We're not going to get. Doesn't look like we're going to get directly impacted, but we will get the remnants of some of it. You got to remember, a storm like this is they're huge storms. They're not just a local isolated shower like what you're seeing right now here. It's not that. They're hundreds of miles. So, all right. So that's our rain outlook. Okay. Let's move on to our moon phase. Always need your moon, especially if you're fishing the wahoo. I mean, you know, the wahoo, last June, we had a great wahoo bite in June. It started in June. I've never seen so many wahoo caught in June. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll actually be able to get back out on the water, hopefully. And man, I'm hopefully get into that wahoo bite. I really hope it is similar to what it was last year. But regardless, let's look at the moon right now. We are at a waning moon. All right, folks. So again, just to reiterate, like we do all the time, a waning moon means you are moving away from the full moon. A waxing moon means you are going towards the full moon. So right now we are going away from the way moon, away from the full moon. So we're at 74% today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 64%. Thursday, 53%. Friday, 41%. Saturday, the start of hurricane season. Perfect for all those winds and that tropical wave heading towards us next week. Couldn't be more on time. Sunday, 20%. Monday, 12%. Tuesday, 5%. And so on and so forth, folks. So come mid next week, we will have we'll be at no moon cycle. So as we get further towards the dark side of the moon, you got to remember, fishing for bait becomes essential at night. That's when they're out. They're going to be biting, especially if you fish for goggle eyes. These are the moon phases that you look for. Goggle eyes bite in the cover of darkness. When you've got a full moon, those gog guys, they're not out there. All right. So that's our moon, right? So it's not really a full moon right now. We got that. It's pulling. It's going to, you know, we're in a good moon phase for getting out there and getting those pelagics because they're not necessarily going to be feeding all night. And again, the pilchard run. Pilchards, folks. I'm hearing lots of reports of people bombing out big time with the trolling. Go get some pilchards. Again, like I said, several reports of people fishing with the pilchards and they're getting tagged by sailfish. People who have never caught sailfish are catching 2 in one day. Hey, awesome sauce, right? All right, let's look at the last thing for the weather report, which is our tides. Tides are very important, right? Fishing that water flow. The tide always helps your water flow, but it does not dictate whether you're going to have current on the reef. Just remember that. All right. So, again, your tides, they change every 6 hours and they are on a 12-hour cycle. Okay? For fishing jetties, you want a tide that is falling. You want to fish the outgoing tide. Okay? You do not want to fish a jetty when your tide is coming in. So, If you're fishing an inlet or a jetty like that where you've got the water flow, if your tide is raising, you're going to catch nothing. If you're fishing the outgoing tide, that is when the fish will bite. Okay, so let's talk about this. Where are we at? When the sun rises today, we're at the slack tide. Tomorrow, again, it's going to be going into the slack tide as the sun is coming up and the tide will start rising. So you will have, you're going to be ending your water flow and heading straight out into the slack tide. So again, it's a mixed bag when it comes to this. Some people swear by the fish in the slack tide and they have great luck. Like I said, I had some folks that I fished with quite a bit, and they had great wahoo fishing at the slack tide this past fall. So Thursday, we're going to be ending our outgoing tide. So if you're a jetty fisherman, you get out there right before the sun comes up, you'll have some water flow. You can get out there and get those fish early in the morning. If not, you'll have to wait till the afternoon. Fishing the outgoing tide in the morning. If you head out in the cover of darkness, 5 a.m. or so, right? Get out there. That water is going to be pulling strong. That is a great chance to fish that inlet, that mouth, right? That there will be water flow there. Get out there, fish, drift, chum, troll, do whatever you jigging, do whatever you got to do. The chance to do it where you've got the water change, the color of the water is going to change. See what's biting out there. Into Friday, which Thursday and Friday are going to be these very nice days to get out there. Perfect water flow conditions. The moon will be right. It won't be too bright. It won't be too, it won't be too dark. So these are good conditions. You're going to have nice weather. You're going to have good water flow, and you're going to have a moon that's agreeable. All right. Then into Saturday, which is going to be a washout. I wouldn't even worry about Saturday. All right, folks. So that is our tide charts. That's where we stand, right? We're looking at the next 3 days of getting out there and doing it. If you can't, tough luck about the weekend. I'm sorry. It is what it is. All right, folks. We are about ready to call it quits. But before I do, I just want to send everyone, as usual, to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report Facebook page. If you are not on it, if you're on Facebook, feel free to join. Ask to join. We're up over 1,000 members, which is awesome. And everybody who contributes. As you see, if you put a picture on here, I'm going to get to it and get you on the show. Put a little bit of info. We can, tell you what's going on. It's the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. It's on Facebook. And of course, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, feel free. It's it's a great community. Tons of information that I've gone over the years, knot tying, slow pitch jigging, some live baiting, trolling, planer trolling, just a plethora of information. And again, whatever goes on the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report Facebook page is directly what correlates and makes this live show happen every single week, in and out, folks. Like you can see, Mike here with the tuna. And, every Monday I make a post asking you to post your catches. And that is where we go. Feel free at any time also just to drop in a picture and, share a little bit of info. Have a little bit of fun. This is all good stuff. Okay, folks? So that's where we're at. And again, that's what makes this show happen. Also, rules, when it comes to the Facebook page, guys, don't post your YouTube videos. It's if you want to do that, be glad to do some self-promotion. And I do talk about other people that do have YouTube channels. Jason Reese, Dennis Suko. Hope I didn't butcher his last name. Blake from Tampa, West Coast Fishing. Feel free. I will promote your channel. Just don't post your videos. This is for fishing. Hey, this is what I caught. I don't want to be that guy. Anyway, that about does it for this week, folks. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you got a little bit out of what is going to be happening. And get those shutters ready because we're going to have a crazy hurricane season. All right, folks. that about does it for this one. I appreciate everyone for showing up, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Till then, South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report, going wherever the cool wind takes us.